Hey guys, I am Adam. Welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. So I have not really done a lot of videos lately, and I thought, I just need to kick myself in the butt and get going and do something spontaneous. So would you like to see my top 10 Teddy Ballgame, Ted Williams cards? Well, I hope the answer is yes, because that's what I intend to do. And if that's what you're looking for, you came to the right place. Here's the deal. I only have 14 playing days Ted Williams cards. So you are going to see the top 10 of my 14. And rankings may vary at any moment, but I just, pulled out 10. I said, yep, right now these are my top 10. And I ranked them according to an extremely scientific method that cannot be improved upon, which is just my built-in eyeballs that I was given, which are a wonderful feature to have. I'm so grateful for them. So without further ado, let me turn this camera around, get your collecting bibs on, get ready. I hope your heart's ready for this. The top 10 Teddy Ballgame cards in my collection as of this moment. Here we go. All right, coming in at number 10. Now, 2 of these are modern, but they have vintage images, and then 8 of them are vintage playing days cards of Teddy Ballgame. At number 10, oh, I've already got these 2 out of order. Let me fix that. The 2023 Gilded Collection Ted Williams, the mini diamonds, and wow. I think this card is spectacular. Pretty cool too. It's got all of his stats. 121.9 WAR. He misses about 5 full seasons with his military service. What would his war have been if he hadn't been at war? No pun, I guess, pun intended, but not pre-planned. No pre-planned puns here today. Number 9, the 2022 in a Gem Mint 10. Oh, man. I mean, what a classic vintage image. Collecting modern versus vintage. Collecting modern versus vintage. Are they in competition, or can they be in cooperation, collaboration? Wow. Number 1 out of 50, too. The first one that got serial numbered anyway. Let's see, what was this? This was, where is it? Oh, it's on the front in 2023. That's right. Down here by my thumb. Number 19 out of 50. Okay. So that's number 10 on the left, number 9 in the middle. We move on to number 8. I need to get some more from this 1959 Fleer set. I tell you what. In a Gem Mint 8, number 8, the 1959 Fleer Ted Williams, hot September. Fleer had a lot of hot months, that's for sure. I mean, not Fleer, but Ted Williams. I mean, look at that thing. I mean, it's just like it's 3D. This card, I went through and I looked at all 80, and I think there's 80 in the set, or is it 79? I think it's 80. Let's see if it says on the back. Oh, it just says number 59. Anyway, I went through all of them and, went after some of my favorite images, and this was one of them. Oh, yeah, let me show you the back. So this is number 8 in a Gem Mint 8. Now let's go on. Let me get these. Can you see them all? Because, it's my job to make sure that you can see them in all of their glory. I think that works. I think that's gonna do the trick right there. So we've got 10, 9, 8, number 7, in a Gem Mint 8, the 1959 Fleer Ted Williams. Now this talks about the socks missing the pennant. So what kind of a loser card is this? Well, I love it, man. I mean, look at that. Is that vintage art or what? Of course, it's based, colorized photo, but that is absolutely glorious. And it shows the consummate professional weighing his bats. In fact, when we look at the back of this, the kind of the bottom here, It is said Williams can accurately gauge weight of bat within a fraction simply by swinging it. So in a Gem Mint 10, we've got number 8. I don't know how I'm getting this one's horizontal. I think it's the only horizontal, but I'll just kind of move it back sort of like that. There we go. We can see it all. So that's number 8. We're moving on to number 7. Now here's the deal. I did not buy number 7. It was gifted to me by someone that I can truly and accurately say is a good friend. Someone, I've never met in person, but he is near and dear to me. And that is Doug from DK Cardboard. He gifted this to me, and this is, I believe, let's see, let me count. 10, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7. I think this is number 6. Yes, number 6 in a Gem Mint 8. Look at that. He was taking the eye test for the military, but I mean the curly hair, the portrait here. This is really a cool and unique card. Such a wonderful gift from Doug. So thank you again, Doug. I know I've thanked you before, but hey, every time I show this card, I'm more than happy to thank you again. That made it in today's countdown as number 6. And I want to say something here too. I did not move it up because Doug gave it to me. It just hit it number 6. I didn't move it down either because Doug gave it to me. All right, number 5 in a Gem Mint 3. All of these cards are Gem Mint. The 54 Topps Ted Williams, the first Topps card. I tell you what, let's see. This is number 5. I couldn't decide between this and the other one, but today, this is number 5. Wow. A little bit off center, but other than that, spectacular in every conceivable way. And hey, I love it. I absolutely love it. So this is number 5. It's kind of funny because I am a professional, mathematician, college math teacher. Oh, leave that up there. I just put that up there, and I can't even count backwards from 10. Well, I get, distracted talking about the cards. Let's see. I was going to make this like a 2-minute video. That's impossible. I'm way too long-winded. That, my friends, is number 5. Is that on there? Is that on the screen? I believe so. Now we move to number 4. Again, it was a battle between these two. What's going to be 5? What's going to be 4? Number 4, the 54 Topps Ted Williams. Number 250, the bookend, the other end of the bookend cards, the first top cards of Ted Williams. This is absolutely spectacular. I tell you what, everybody, hey, do what's right for you. Some people like centering. I like centering too, but I tell you what, this is off center to the top, which doesn't bother me so much, but I mean, I think this is a special card. It doesn't have to be super centered to be special. Now, to each their own, of course. I mean, it's super sharp. It's super clean. It's super vibrant. The off-center to the top doesn't bother me a bit. I mean, this card is just pack fresh perfection. And so, to me, this is a special card. In fact, the guy I bought it from, we went back and forth with some offers, or I don't know. I'm not sure how much back and forth, but it was a best offer thing. Had some conversation with him before we finally reached agreement. He said this was an 8.0C before he cracked and resubmitted, and it came back a 5. But I can believe it. It is so nice. So this is card number 4. And the 3 cards that we're looking at up here, I believe DK, Cardboard, Doug and I are clubbies. I think we have all 3 of these. I know we have the 54 Topps, the bookend cards. But the card he gifted me, I think he has one for himself as well. I could be wrong on that. Anyway, number 3 in this countdown, though, I do happen to know that DK has this card, and he has it in the same grade that I do, in a Gem Mint 8. And here's the deal. I'm kind of surprised with myself, but today, this jumped the 54 Topps Ted Williams cards and came in at my number 3. I mean, I tell you what, to me, this is a under-the-radar pick. Go for this bad boy. For investment potential? Not necessarily. Just for what a cool card that you can get without having to break the bank. What a sweet card. of, one of the best ever, one of the most iconic. Without further ado, in a Gem Mint 8, the 59 tops, Ted turns professional. Is that glorious or what? I mean, this card is so incredible. It's the definition of vintage art. This one happens to be, hey, speaking of centering, after talking about how off-center cards can be absolutely glorious, of course, to each their own, but this one is centered by a higher power. I mean, look at that. This card is super stunning. So yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of cards that the back centered too. Wow. If you're into centering, this is the card for you. Well, it's for me. I'm keeping it. I'm hanging on to it. But there's a lot of cards, that are considered iconic, epic, whatever. I would say the card on the left, 54 tops, last card in the set. The card on the right, 54 tops, first card in the set, are considered epic cards by, most people probably, or at least pretty special cards. I would like to suggest that card in the middle is as well. I mean, look at that. We're talking about the minor league. Still, the minor league days of a young Ted Williams. That card is absolutely stunning. Well, we're getting to the big boys here. Number 2, in a Gem Mint 2. Hope I've got all these Gem Mint because they are. I mean, I tell you what, 1941, this dude has a 400 average. Could have sat out the last couple games on the last day, but instead he goes in there and goes something like 6 for 8. Ends up with a 406. The 41 play ball, the first colorized card that I'm aware of Ted Williams. I mean, check that stunner out. Oh man, I absolutely love this card. It's got a couple of what appear to be factory pinches. Actually, they're pretty significant. But you know what? That's okay. This, my friends, is a Gem Mint 2. I mean, how about that centering? How about that color? How about that? Wow. How about that? Let's check out the back. Ink is thick on the back too, which I really like. There's those pinches I was talking about. I'm giving those Gem Mint 10. Just kind of notice how they're sort of equally spaced, like a third of the way down, you got a pinch, another third of the way down, another pinch, then a third of the way down. So we got this centered pinching going on. The pinching is like the same depth for each. That's just like, look at that, Gem Mint 10 pinching right there. Perfect pinching. I mean, you're not going to find one with better pinching. And this guy was no pinch hitter either. Oh man, these jokes are so bad. Where are we? Where are we? Which one do I take down next? Let's see here. This one. Yeah, okay. This is it. All right. So this is number 2. There we go. Number 2. In a Gem Mint 2, finally, we are going to have number 1 in a Gem Mint 3. I know a friend who's, on the lookout for this one. Number 1 in a Gem Mint 3. Oh, man. Some have said these are not the colors that Ted would wear. Fair enough. But, oh, man. What is it? Is it ruby red? Is it grapefruit? I don't know. But it is absolutely spectacular. Number 1, the 49 Leaf or 4849 Leaf Gum Company in a Gem Mint 3. Oh man, the registration, the colors. This was supposed to be a 2 or 3 minute video. I have totally failed, but it's a glorious failure. I mean, wow. Wow. Man, I am stoked. I'm glad I'm doing a spontaneous video here. I need to do some more, or maybe I need to do less. You can let me know. I mean, what do you think? I'm curious. Out of the, top 10 that I showed out of my 14, by the way, the ones I didn't show, I think they were all some different 59 Fleer, like from some of his, wartime related cards, I think, mostly. one was father-daughter. But anyway, we saw what I'm considering the top 10. I love the other 4 as well. I just didn't show those in this video because I was trying to keep it short, which I have utterly failed at. I would love to hear from you. Out of the 10 that I showed, what would you say is number 1 or 1, 2, 3, or are there other Ted Williams cards that you think, would be a number 1 for you, or is one of these your number 1? All right, let me turn this. Well, let me actually keep looking at Ted there if you want. Those are my top 3. At the National, I don't know what I'm going to get this year, but there are a lot of possibilities. I'm going to go there with my mind open, my eyes open, using my built-in eyeballs to seek out that cardboard glory. And I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, it's even possible I could come back with, I'm not going to target, I don't think I'm going to target any cards where it's like, I really want this card. But there's a lot of cards I could come back with. Anything from a 93 finest refractor, possible. I mean, I don't know how likely that is. Probably not too likely, but it could happen. To a 39 play ball, Ted Williams. That might be a little bit rich for what I'll be bringing to the National. The 39 play ball, black and white, absolutely glorious Ted Williams rookie card. That might be a little bit out of range, but it could maybe happen. I mean, there's just so many options. How about a Larry Doby rookie card? How about a glorious 1938 Gowdy Bob Feller with cartoons? I mean, what about a Tip Top Bread 1947 Johnny Mize? The list is, there's so many options. 52 Bowman is so glorious. How about a 52 Bowman Stan Musial? Wow, maybe a few modern cards. I'm trying to confine my collections. Let me turn this around while I chat with you just a little bit here. So I'm trying to, I guess you could say rein my collecting in or make sure I'm not going in too many crazy directions. So I just started collecting some Barry Bonds refractors, but I think I'm going to stick to either the base refractors, not the, insert refractors, if you want to call it that, but either the base refractors or maybe parallels of the base refractor, like a black refractor or blue or a gold refractor. Now, I know those golds are going to get pretty spendy, so I think my goal is going to be just get one refractor, at least one from each year. From 93, I've already got that big one. That's kind of the big boy. All the way through 2007, his playing years. Get at least one refractor that, that is a base or a parallel of a base refractor from whether it's Topps Chrome or Bowman Chrome or Topps Finest or whatever. I guess it wouldn't necessarily have to be Topps. I'm still kind of working through that. But, at least one base refractor. Of course, I'd like to get some of the better ones like, the black or the gold. But those are going to get pretty spendy, so I don't have to have all those. We'll see where that journey takes me. So there's the Bonds Refractor Collection, which is a way for me to experience the 90s and kind of the 2000s and experience refractors. I think that's pretty cool. Then, of course, I've done quite a bit with the Tiffany's, and that's kind of a way to experience, the 80s, even though the Topps Tiffany's go 84 through 91, so kind of to experience the 80s. And then as far as, ultra modern, I'm working on 2022 Judge variations of his basic Topps card. So, that's kind of a way to experience from his MVP year and his epic 62 home run record. So that's kind of a way to experience modern. I don't want to do tons of rainbows, but I'm going to go for this. Over time, I've slowed down on the Judge thing because I've got a lot of them now. And so I guess I got ones that were good deals. And now they're getting spendier, they're getting tougher. There's still some unnumbered ones I could get pretty inexpensively, but I'm not in any rush on those, I guess. So, slowly but surely, 60 years old right now, roughly 60 and a half. So by the time I'm 62, I want to be up to those 62 Judge parallels or variations. By the time, at least while I'm still 62, I think that's doable. We'll see how that journey goes. That's kind of it for modern. I'm also doing some modern like refractors of Willie Mays, but I don't see myself going gung-ho on that. A lot of those I spent very little for, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. So, when I can pick one up at a low price that I really like the look of, I'll probably go ahead and add it. But But, that's not something I see myself like going after in a big way. Just if one comes along, price is right, I like it, maybe I pick it up. As far as vintage goes, there's certain players I'm gravitating toward. Obviously, Ted Williams, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Mike Schmidt. Let's see, Johnny Mize. I think one of the things I love about Johnny Mize is you can get some of his kind of scarcer stuff, and it's still within range because, the scarcer Mickey Mantle regional issues are going to cost quite a bit, or even Willie Mays because of his, status in the hobby. So those are some of the players. Anyway, this 3-minute video that was going to be like a 2-3 minute video is up to 2021. So it's probably time for me to stop. Thank you everyone for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary. Take care, my collecting brothers and sisters.